Beyond these walls, the dead roam free, Hunter. Be vigilant.
Baking like a cake.
Will burn the fire seconds!
Does anybody else smell smoke?
Flesh and blood, hobby, will burn you! The flames will make you pure! You must suffer! You must burn clean! The burning legion embraces you!
Ramming speed!
You must suffer. You must burn clean.
Face the unending darkness.
chance!
What's that gleam? I'm warm as fresh apple pie. Seems a flame keep me warm against the cold. This blaze is unbearable.
Give yourself the burning legion calls!
Assassin's armor!
The burning legion embraces you!
Does anybody else smell smoke? Die, vermin! Now you know the reach of my power.
Embraces you!
Eternal silence awaits you.
The flames will cleanse your sin!
Eternal silence awaits you.
In the flesh and blood of Eve will burn you!
Live again.
Not so fast. Unfaithful. I like this game.
The flames will cleanse your sin. Well, burn.
Rippling flow!
Abandon your flesh.
Wherever you go, there I am.
Baking like a cake.
A burning legion embraces you. The flames will cleanse your sin. You must suffer. You must burn clean.
Your veins are generous.
A burning legion embraces you. A burning legion embraces you.
I can smell your fear.
A burning legion embraces you.
Potent heat.
Well, burn.
Maimed and mutilated.
It's heating up.
you will knowledge of my power.
This blaze is unbearable! The inferno devours me!
Paralysis hit!
I'm overheating here.
Feeling hot under the collar.
No glory in this death. Treasure!
One of us will the burning legion calls! You must suffer. You must burn clean. Abandon your flesh.
I can smell your fear.
Meet your demise!
as fresh apple pie. It's heating up. Into the fray once more!
Valiant dash! A man-at-arms is always intense.
Who's laughing now?
Sigurd's beard, what a find!
I could do with a cold drink. I think I can just sneak past.
Valiant dash!
That ought to hurt.
Bitter poison.
I feel quite dire.
Here lies Lord Walden, who requests that any speaking ill of him box their own ears.
Go on, Ed. Speak your piece.
There you both are. How jolly. There's something quite astounding you must see. It's the Weaver. Thanks to the Starstone you've collected, she's mended a portion of the tapestry. Look, a new story has been rewoven into time. A new portion of history appears to us for the first time in not even I know how long. Let us look together. Let us see what the Weaver has woven.
Long ago, two great generals led mankind in a terrible war. The dreaded Void Dragon threatened all of existence, and man and gods alike joined swords to stop it. The two generals were celebrated as the rulers of all, and even the gods paid them tribute.
I salute you, my master. Other elementals lie in wait until with a word you command them to action. Which one of them, pray, has your preference?
What you'll find through the portal? The choice, friend, the choice. You'll have to speak to the statue before we know what you'll find through the portal.
And that is your final choice?
No, I've changed my mind.
Choice. You'll have to speak to the statue before we know what you'll find through the portal.
Me too. Let's make another pick.
Perhaps you would like to reconsider and choose anew.
The choice. You'll have to speak to the
And
statue.
that is your final choice?
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed. That is our final choice.
Thy will be done.
The statue before we know what you'll find through the portal.
Oh, it's so cold in here, it hurts.
I think my very words may freeze and fall to the ground.
His every word is poison, such as no serpent has ever known.
They glow with a brilliant flame, Your Grace. Even he cannot snuff it out.
Oh, but he sides with that which has no name. I know he does. He is betrayal incarnate.
You tricked by the hoary beard of Boreas, can it be? You've come home. It's about time, isn't it? Your quarters have been invaded by all manner of madness. Could I be more explicit? This place is of your essence. Can't you feel it in your very bones, as I do in every crystal of frost within me? You belong here, and this place belongs to you. Your home, your rules, naturally. What would you like to know? Explore your abode, are you? Very good. I'm sure there's something around here that will jog your memory.
To see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not? Those scallywags! They are diluting Starstone with blood magic? Vile fiends! This sect, it must be stopped! Their adulteration of Starstone could hamper our efforts to undo the void. You have to trace this sect back to the very pit where it burrows. Bloodstone. The horror. Magic as dark as this, it feeds the void where we seek to starve it. Most certainly. Got it in one. Wonderful place, isn't it? I find that a dollop of cold helps to concentrate when I'm writing my histories. Perhaps it will inspire you to... A question has me stumped, milady. Why are there two of us?
How might I serve our mission?
Strange indeed. Go on then, Ed. Speak your piece.
There's something to it, isn't there? Strange indeed.
There's something to it.
My mother would scold me well and good for standing here and listening to all Ebenezer deriding the gods. But what else is a ghost to do all day? He's one of us, after all. I tend to avoid thinking of the life I used to lead. The life of a traveller, a sailor, a free spirit. Those memories would break my heart, if a heart I still had. For some reason, he insists he doesn't want to go to the Hall of Echoes, to the afterlife. He claims we weren't cursed, but blessed to roam Rivellon forever. Most of us feel sorry for the poor fellow. Yes, the realm of the dead. If not for this curse, we'd have been there for more than a decade by now.
Here lies Lady Bravey, a forgetful mum who had 2 babies, maybe.
Hail, Source Hunter. Good to see you've reached Lacula Forest. There were times when I came to this neck of the woods just to whiff its wholesome air. Alas, that it is thick with sorcery these days. It surrounds us here, like an invisible mist. Takes cat's eyes to see it creep. Even so, it's plain as day to the east, all about Ikara's cabin. Immaculate's beset it, no doubt under Leandra's orders. If she has ordered such thorough defenses of her sister's cabin, we may be certain that whatever lies within will be a prize more precious than butter-baked plaice. That means Ikara herself must be there, Hunter. And it is essential that you find her. Only she can shed light on the details of Leandra's plans. Ha! Zigzags would see you dash rather than mosey. But matters such as these require a thoughtful approach. Leandra and her cronies may be lunatics all, but they're far from brainless. So be wary, Hunter, and be safe.
Your grave opens to welcome you.
I can defeat them all in a blow. I feel quite dire.
This is the end! For you!
Seven, have mercy on your soul. I sense enemies nearby.
In the name of the goddess, halt! Who goes there? In that case, you can rest easy, Hunter. There is no source to be found here, only the glory of the Immaculates. Why, it's Silver Glen, of course. Once the abode of miners, now the abode of the faithful. We have traded the search for silver for the pursuit of divinity. I'm sure this sounds strange in what as strange as is, but you must know that but a short while ago, a frightful sickness felled us by the dozen, until she who speaks for the goddess brought us a cure. She showed us how we may overcome the frailty and even the decrepitude of our mortal bodies. That is why we now live a life of devoutness and civility, so that we may become immaculate. But I suggest you talk to Father Loik if you want to learn more about the ways of the goddess. Be welcome, therefore, to Silver Glen. Blessed be all Immaculates.
The Immaculates here seem to be a friendly enough bunch.
Seem being the operative word. Let's remain vigilant.
Over here, Hunter. It's me, Arthur. Source Hunter, you've made it into the hamlet of Silver Glen, I see. Unnerving spot, don't you find? Leandra has fashioned herself a hero here, but the townsfolk don't seem to know the truth behind the conduit, though they call themselves Immaculates. I've been shadowing the local priest, a man by the name of Loik. I have the feeling he knows more than most in Silver Glen, for I've followed him in the night when he meets with cloaked strangers, and goblins even. Mangoth, Hyberheim. Of strange things I've heard him whisper. Yes, this priest has shady goings-on written all over that smug, holier-than-thou face of his. But we must start at the beginning, Source Hunter. The White Witch is still at large. If we want to get to the true heart of Leandra's doings, we must start with her sister. And she's far likelier to be in her cabin among the trees than here among Leandra's followers. They're thick as trout, if you ask me, and unnaturally obsessed with ancient teachings. I haven't seen Leandra here myself, but she must have put on quite a show of magical mastery to enthrall a crowd of shaggy miners, to have them hop on the bandwagon of a shadowy religion wholly alien to them. The advantage of being a puss, my friend, is that one can pussyfoot. A white-haired wizard draws attention, but a cat can move about unnoticed and, indeed, unseen. Not that I'm not extra wary of these bloodsuckers, though. There's a conspicuous absence of pets in this eerie little town. Haven't you heard them whisper of the blood? How their eyes shine when they discuss certain stellar stones? Star stones, of course, which drenched in blood become bloodstones and are used in healing rituals. Now, I can see how it could be a fantastic thing to nurse a dying human back to health, if all it takes is to sacrifice a toad. But I spy bloodlust in these people's eyes. A bloodlust that goes beyond the usual meaning of the word. They all act like they're following a benign goddess that will lead them to paradise. But I'll be a dappled Dalmatian if any of that is true. The Immaculate's presence here is highly disconcerting. But we mustn't lose sight of our mission, Source Hunter. The White Witch resides somewhere in the wilds of the surrounding forest, and we must find her.
Poor man. It seems he was eaten by a beast.
Well, partially eaten, to be more precise.
Did you see that? A shadow just sprang to life.
Strange magic indeed. Perhaps we're nearing the White Witch's lair.
Ah, the Source Hunter. It is my greatest pleasure to announce to you that we Immaculates have captured the feared White Witch and quarantined her house of horrors. Yes, the greatest known threat to Rivellon has been neutralized, thanks in no small part to you, Source Hunter. Your activities in Sicil drove the snake to her den, and that's where we Immaculates sprang our trap. Ah, the High Counselor of Sicil. We mourned his tragic death. Yes, every Immaculate honors the memory of that noble man. Still, Source Hunter, I am sworn on my life to guard this quarantine. I serve a higher authority than yours, and will not waver in my duty. If you're certain, I suppose I can trust the word of one of your esteemed order. Go on then, Source Hunter, but please tell no Immaculate I let you pass, or it will be my life.
That you've taken to befriending fungi? Well, we're glad to hear it. It's quite a lovely sort of barrier, isn't it? Who doesn't enjoy a gentle, breezy motion against one's backside, after all? Then again, we suspect it's been hoisted up by some not-so-savoury characters, and we happen to know just how to remove it. The only trouble is finding the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person to entrust such a secret to. Here's what we propose. We've a fresh batch of 3 brain teasers hot off our thinking caps. Perhaps, if you can answer them correctly, we might find you spirited enough to entrust with the barrier's deepest, darkest secrets. But it isn't all fun and games. We hardly offer second chances to the beriddled. If you give us a single false answer, we'll clam up like morning glories at midnight. So, do you have what it takes? This is better news than the Orc Queen misplacing her thumbscrew. But enough delays. Let us begin. Your first riddle begins thus. The ravenous brute tore down my chartreuse gown, ripped out my silken hair by its roots, wrenched my children from me and fed me to the hogs. Who am I?
An ear of corn.
That's right. An ear of corn fits perfectly.
Bravo, bravo, bravissimo! An ear of corn indeed. Can you imagine a sheep in a chartreuse gown? A pumpkin with silken hair? The fantasies of a fool. Now, on to our second riddle. And this one's sure to stump you. I cannot lie, I cannot lay, but only lie. Who am I?
A stone.
That's right. A stone.
You've done it again! I'm thrilled, I'm amazed, I'm liable to present the very last riddle. This one will blow you out of your stockings, so hold on tight. I've a neck as long as twice the width of a toad's tail, as many eyes as half the number of seasons per annum. I'm known to cause hurricanes in the Far East merely by taking off 2 minutes too late. Ooh, very good, very good. The last person who tried to solve that riddle puffed away in a small impish huff, mumbling about space-time. But not you. You stuck it out until the very end. You crafty little so-and-so. So, what would you like to know? One thing we know for certain. This barrier doesn't belong here. The wizard Maradino knew as much when he started poking around here. He developed a spell to remove it. But his fancy was caught elsewhere before he bothered to implement it. Down the spell dropped, and up we scooped it. Unfortunately, we aren't quite human enough to get it to work. But you've proven yourself just the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person we'd love to entrust such a secret to. We thought you'd never ask. What would you like to know? Somewhere in her cabin, as far as we know. The last we saw her, she and her apprentice, Almina, were rushing inside, whispering to one another. They seemed rather anxious. Perhaps they knew that those Immaculates were on their trail. A group of them followed some time after and erected the barrier around the cabin. We haven't seen the White Witch or Almina since. Son of chaos and eternal night, taught by the heavenly muse to venture down the darkest descent and up to reascend. Excuse us, we had something lodged in our windpipe. One thing we know for certain, this barrier doesn't belong here. The wizard Maradino knew as much when he started poking. Down the spell dropped, and up we scooped it. Unfortunately, we aren't quite human enough to get it to work. But you've proven yourself just the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person we'd love to entrust such a secret to.
as
Beware of the
dragon's
lost
breath.
ones out there, Wanderer. Their blood is impure.
Hello and welcome to our shop. I am the son of the proprietor, Nadia. Please let us know how we can help you.
Why don't you stay a while, darling? I just know I could take you on a wild ride if you let me.
You must be a prize fighter. One look at you, and I'm knocked out. Even true love has a price, angel face. Luckily for you, that price is but 250 golden coins. Fine. Break my heart. At least I'll go to heaven and see you there. No questions, please. Ramon does not ponder. He does not wonder. He only loves.
Conduit Christ upon you, friend. Seek her, and you shall find salvation.
You at sunburn, or are you always this hot?
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
Goddess greetings, friend. Her greatness gave us fire, her greatness gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells at the best rate in town. Come, give me your...
Ride if you let me.
Do you believe in the gods, baby? Because you're the answer to all my prayers.
What news from the mines?
Source hunter, are you? What brings you to this neck of the woods? The goblins? The orcs? The cult? Or the whole pretty bouquet? I'm no man to refuse a source hunter. Ask away, friend.
A source hunter! My liege, I am at your disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mining guild responsible for operations in Silver Glen. Please, valiant hunter, let us know how we can assist you. Please, your grace, I am completely at your disposal.
Beware of the lost ones out there, Wanderer. Their blood is impure.
Welcome be, O seeking souls, to this holy house of immaculates. Then it shall be my pleasure to answer them.
Give me the strength, oh goddess, to become enlightened.
We are the chosen ones of the goddess. The benedictions of the blood render our bodies and spirits unblemished, for such is her mercy, that we may all become part of the sacred soul. And you too, Seeker, could become one such part. You find yourself in the goddess's temple, therefore it follows she wants you to take the true path. So here, have this hallowed tome, read it, absorb the wisdom within, then find the second part and do with it the same. If an immaculate you want to be, a test of knowledge shall be your first step towards enlightenment. Do you hold it to be true, O Seeker, that you are ready to be tested? A most sacred trio of queries shall I put before thee, but even if thou falterest but a single time, unworthy will thou be deemed of the goddess's love. Blessed be your willing spirit. We commence. Premise the first. In honor of the goddess, that which was stellar must become sanguine. Correct?
Correct.
Agreed. That is correct.
Premise the second. The blood of the greater should be used in service of the lesser, so that balance may be achieved. Correct?
Correct.
Agreed. That is correct.
Premise the third. Only those who have partaken in the spilling of blood and thereby created the stone that lives, the stone soaked with blood, may be called an immaculate. Correct?
Correct.
Agreed. That is correct.
Your knowledge has been weighed, and you have been found wanting. Begone, aspirant, and do not return until true wisdom has dawned upon the dark provinces of thy heart. Do you hold it to be true, O Seeker, that blessed be your willing spirit? Premise the first.
Flow.
Incorrect.
Yes, that is
Premise the second.
Correct.
Agreed.
Premise the third.
Correct.
Agreed.
Your knowledge has been weighed, and you have been found wanting. Begone, aspirant, and do...
Beware of the lost ones out there, Wanderer. Their blood is impure.
To see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not? Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot! Are you now? The White Witch of Lacula Forest, is it? Lovely woman, Ikara. Can't imagine her getting caught up in affairs of the source, though, let alone murder. But if she has, I fear she may be in grave danger indeed. Do look for her in the Lacula woods, won't you? It would be such a shame if something untoward were to happen to her. Lonesome? Well, yes. Perhaps you can imagine the profound pleasure it is to have made the Weaver's acquaintance after all these years. I can hardly wait to pick her brain about the great battle of the Sons of Sigurd. It shall be my pleasure.
Are you addressing us?
One thing we know for certain. This barrier doesn't belong here. Down the spell dropped, and up we scooped it. Unfortunately...
To see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not?
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter. By all means. And what might those be?
You there! Your night ship! Oh, please, come to our aid! My wife and I are stranded here! Oh, we're refugees, my liege. Two of the far too few souls that managed to escape Hunter's Edge when the orcs invaded. We were hoping to reach Silverglade, but we were attacked by highwaymen. Those devils would have scalped and skewered us if it hadn't been for Alfie. Oh, the brave creature bit one of them in half, though not before being frightfully wounded himself. Oh, it was naught but a small stop for trading folk along the long road south to Sicil. Now, we got along all right, but now our little home's finally been undone. Orcs invaded, and the source hunter who was meant to protect us didn't save a one of us. Bravest beast of burden in the borough is Alfie, but the poor blighter's bleeding like a stuck pig and can't move no more. Which means we can't move no more either. Why, it would be folly to abandon a bandit killer in a wood full of bandits now, wouldn't it, your night ship?
Besides, all our worldly wealth is strapped to his back. We'd be destitute without it.
Hunter's Edge.
And yet, we can hardly stay here forever. Silverglen is close enough to see the chimney fumes from here. Mara absolutely refuses to leave Alfie's side, and like I said, I'm inclined to agree with her. If only a stout champion would step up and lend us a hand. Oh, we'd be mighty grateful if you would escort us to Silverglen, your knightship. But for it is our aim to set up shop there. A new smithy in a new town. Without Alfie, though, without the tools he carries, I'd be like a fisherman without his rod, grasping for salmon with his bare hands. Never could I produce the quality of work for which I'm renowned. Our predicament is clear. And the biggest problem is that Alfie's wounds are so dire, no ordinary healing potion will work. He needs... well, I don't know what he needs, but they say miracle cures are produced by the priests of Silverglen. Oh, we are, my liege, though like I said, it would grieve us dearly to leave Alfie behind.
Tools and trinkets? Oh, hell take the orcs.
You're right. We should try to heal Alfie first.
Indeed. He carries your belongings after all.
I'm glad you've agreed Alfie needs to be saved before we can depart. Please leave no stone unturned in your search for a concoction that will heal his wounds.
Silverglen. Oh, how good it is to see a human face in these odious woods filled with nightmares come real. Do forgive me if I seem a bit bedraggled, but we've had a frightful time of it of late.
Feeling hot under the collar?
Vermin!
That ought to hurt.
Aha! You are well within my range now.
Paralysis hit! That ought to hurt. Sigurd's beard, what a find!
Troll toll! Pay the toll, human, or I'll squeeze you like a funny yellow fruit. Broken? What rot? The bridge is perfectly fine. Sturdy as if it was built yesterday. Oh, but you're trying to be clever, aren't you? You want me to turn so you can run without paying. Your tricks won't work, human. Pay, or I'll grind you like pepper. 1,000 gold coins buys you passage. Refuse, and I'll pound you so deep into the ground, the moles will take you for one of their own.
I think not, Troll. Let's see what kind of stuff you're made of.
Let's teach this here troll. There's no money to be had from us.
Those who refuse are my favourites. Time to wrench the life from your weak little frame.
I dance within shadows.
can smell your fear!
Ramming speed!
I need to speed things up.
Hobbling assault! Up and at 'em! Paralysis hit!
That ought to hurt.
Your grave opens to welcome you.
Hold! Our enemies have laid a trap. What have you got stashed in here, Mrs. Cottontail?
Assassin's armor!
Target dances in shadows.
That ought to hurt.